Nearly a week after President Trump ordered an end to federal funding for PBS and NPR, calling the organization's taxpayer-subsidized left-wing propaganda, we're hearing from local and state advocates who say that the funding is important to people in the Upper Peninsula and why they hope the president or Congress steps in to change course. My UP's Skylar Perkins has the story. Skylar?
On May 1st, President Trump signed an executive order commanding funding to PBS and NPR to end. The White House accused the public news outlets of fueling left-wing propaganda and becoming obsolete in a media landscape much more crowded than the one that existed when the Corporation of Public Broadcasting was founded in 1967. The move is supported by federal legislators like Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene.
PBS News is not just left-leaning, but it is actively uses taxpayer funds to push some of the most radical left positions, like featuring a drag queen on the show Let's Learn.
The leader of PBS rebuked the order, saying it was blatantly unlawful and threatened their ability to serve Americans with educational programming and that they were exploring options to keep the service going. In addition to outlawing direct funding, the order also prohibits any local public TV or radio stations from using taxpayer money to indirectly fund them. In the Upper Peninsula, that means WNMU and Public Radio 90, both operated by Northern Michigan University. Staff there say the order spells bad news for the UP.
We have legal counsel looking into that. We have a lot of discussions going on. But really, it would be a big impact to our budget.
WNMU hosts a mix of PBS and locally produced content. Hall said a third of the station's funding comes from federal sources, and that beyond being one of the only network options for people living in the rural UP, the station also serves as the central hub for the emergency alert system in the region, syndicating out to 36 commercial stations in the area. He said while the station may be able to survive without the funding, it's a cause for concern at the university, with the scope of its effect still unknown. Representing stations across the state, the president of the Michigan Association of Broadcasters flew to Washington last week to lobby federal lawmakers.
For me, it's not about NPR and PBS. This is not a national programming issue. This is not about national programming that is going to be cut. This is, at the end of the day, about local initiatives that are going to be cut if this funding goes away.
WNMU is also home to Public Eye News, NMU's student-run local news program. Hall told us the program is most likely safe, but when we spoke with the show's student producer, he still had a negative view of the president's action.
The two main words I would say would be frustrating and a little disappointing. I feel like, if I didn't like doing this, I would get out right now, right, with this decision.
Neither Hall, Jones, or Graham wanted to speak to Trump's accusations that NPR or PBS is biased, but did insist public media was still a necessary resource in today's America.
That's just kind of my biggest takeaway. I really hope people understand how important local news is, especially through these PBS programs.
As of now, the order is set to go into effect June 30th. In Marquette, I'm Skylar Perkins for my UP News.